Hello and welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Topham, and this week I'm going to be talking about Jools Holland, more specifically his show Later with Jools. So he's a keyboard piano player. He's obviously a piano player. He played in the band Squeeze, but yeah, he's well known for being in the band Squeeze, but he's been involved in many other projects. The main thing I'm going to focus on, like I said, is Later with Jools Holland, which really opened my eyes to the diversity in music. When I was younger, around 15, 16, my dad suggested that we watch the show. Typically aired about 11:30 p.m. on a Friday night. We'd chill out, drink and chat, and just enjoy it. The show is formatted in a way so there's 4 or 5 bands set up to perform and chat to Jools as well, in between songs. And they'd get the chance to play 2 or 3 songs each. There were weeks where where I didn't know any of the music of any of the guests that were on the show. Maybe I knew who the guests were but hadn't heard any of their music. But I'd learn and discover these artists I'd never heard of before. And if it weren't for the show, I reckon my knowledge and breadth of the music that I enjoyed wouldn't be as wide as it is now. It fueled my dad's and I's passion for music and helped us grow. It didn't just help us grow musically, it kind of gave us a common thing to talk about. I remember that one time Niles Barkley were on and the Crazy did come out. We'd kind of missed it because we didn't really pay attention to popular music, but having heard the other songs that they were playing, we thought, oh, let's go and see what they're about, pick it up and just kind of get an idea of the album. So the next morning when we got up, I think we were going to go get our haircut, go get some haircuts, and we went up to the music shop and picked up the album. And it's not an album either of us would have been oh, this is popular, we'll pick it up and see what it's like. It's more so that the Jools show really was oh, this is this album, go and check it out. So we absolutely did that. There were many instances where we saw things that we were just oh, this looks like it could be great. So we'll try and find a copy of it and see what it's like. There's some that stick out to me, but the whole format of the show was really to discover wide ranges of different music. I remember learning about Google Bordello and Rodrigo Gabriela, and those aren't really bands that I'm typically familiar with, but yeah, all in all, it's a great show, and it was great for discovery. I believe it started in 1992, so it's been going on for 26 years now as well, which is just fascinating. And it only has short seasons, but there's usually 2 or 3 a year. And yeah, it's just a show that captivated me and my dad and brought us together. So we'd sit up chatting and drinking for hours and hours. Watching the comedy that preceded it as well, that was on BBC Two. And yeah, it's such an influence, and it's how me and my dad are just really understand each other through music, which is why the two of us have talked music plenty of times before. Is why we'll probably talk music plenty of times again, because that show kind of there were people on there that my dad knows, and he's just oh yeah, check this guy out, and then I'd be oh, I know of these people, check these out. But then we kind of took it in our own direction, and we'd recommend each other albums. And one of the things I started doing as an outcome of it all was be listening to some music, and I'd find some albums that I that I think he'd enjoy. So I was kind of pushing him towards the heavier end of the music, but there was also finding things like Graveyard and their album High Singing Blues, and I was just you absolutely have to hear this album. It's just phenomenal. Actually, that's an album I really want to listen to again. But yeah, Later with Jools, just this amazing show that just showcased all this live, well, not just live music, but recorded music, and really helped broaden my horizons. And yeah, my dad used it as a key to spend time with me, and it's something that the two of us really just resonated with and kind of brought us together, which is kind of why I like Later with Jools Holland quite significantly. But yeah, Thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.